of poor reading comprehension. Thesis statement. Lack of decoding skills and linguistic comprehensions can cause students poor reading performance. This figure also shows feedback arrows from reading comprehension into language. This is to remind us of the importance of reading experience. Levitsky, Kiefer, and Deacon, 2019, considered the importance of morphology. Numerous studies have found associations between children's reading comprehensions and their knowledge and appreciations of morphology. Lerbag, Hume, and Melville-Lerbag, 2018, revealed in their study that after followed nearly 200 Norwegian children as they learned to read, they measured decoding and linguistic comprehension in multiple ways to form latent variables to capture each contract. Nearly all of the variables in reading comprehension at 7.5 years was captured by two construct decoding and linguistic comprehension. Et al. 2015 found that language skills at 3.5 years contributed to decoding at 5.5 years as well as reading comprehension at 8.5 years. Similarly, there is no doubt that oral vocabulary is a vital component of linguistic comprehension, nor that it is closely associated with reading comprehension. This does not mean it is irrelevant for word reading. Monaghan and Ricketts, 2015, also added vocabulary is associated with word reading, both in typical development and atypical development. Language and Reading Research Consortium, or LARRC, and Choi 2018, Chetland et al. 2019, Lonigan, Bergs, and Schattner 2018, are other studies taking a similar approach have found the same and findings are robust across alphabetic. Dawson, Russell, and Ricketts, 2018, as reading develops the word recognition system comes to embody this structure, and this is reflected in how single words are read and processed. LARRC 2015 also says that, on the other hand, it confirmed that there is also evidence to support the changing pattern of associations between decoding linguistic comprehension and reading comprehension over time, with the correlation between linguistic comprehension and reading comprehensions strengthening as children's decoding skills increase. Castles et al. 2018, it is the substrate from which basic decoding skills develop and automatize. Australian Journal of Learning Difficulties 2019, Volume 24, Number 147 to 73. Adequately described skilled reading or decoding needs to define and measured by something that captures this fluency and expertise. At the same time, however, this definition does not work for children at the outset of learning to read, as their word recognition system is not yet in place and reading is far from fluent and expert. What needs to be captured by the term decoding is dependent on the reading level of the individual. Montag and MacDonald 2015, Montag, Jones, and Smith 2015, they concluded that it also provides rich and varied opportunities for language learning as children encountered new vocabulary and new syntactic structures via reading. Snow 2016, quote unquote, language is literacy is language. Synthesis. Reading comprehension is a complex task which depends on a range of cognitive and linguistic processes. The studies above confirm that lack of decoding skills and linguistic comprehensions can affect the reading comprehension of the child. Reading comprehensions may practice promptly once a child ready to learn. This is to avoid poor reading performance of the child. Decoding skills and linguistic comprehension are two variables connected to each other. The above literature review reveals that rich and varied opportunities for language learning as children encountered new vocabulary and new syntactic structure via reading. References: A. Russell, K. and Nation K. 2018. Ending the Reading Wars, Reading Acquisitions from Novice to Expert. Psychological Science and Public Interest. Dawson and Russell K. Ricketts, 2018, Morphological Effects in Visual Word Recognition. Children, Adolescents, and Adults, Journal of Experimental Psychological Learning, Memory, and Cognition. Chetlan H. N. Lerberg, Lister S. A. Havet and Home. Mulvilegbag 2019, Pathways to Reading Comprehension, a longitudinal studies from 2 to 9 years of age. Journal of Education Psychology, Advanced Online Publication, DOI. Language and Reading Research Consortium 2015, Learning to Read should be keep things simple. Reading Research Quarterly. Lerbag, whom? Melby Lerbag, 2018, Unpicking the Developmental Relationship Between Oral Language Skills and Reading Comprehension is Simple but Complex. Child Development, page 89. Levist, Kiefer, and Deacons, 2019, Inferring Meaning from Meaningful Parts, the Distribution, Contributions of Morphological Skills to the Development of Children's Reading Comprehension Reading Research Quarterly. Montag, J. L., Jones, M. and N., and Smith, L. and B. 2015, The Words Children Hear Picture Books and Statistics for Language Learning, Psychological Science. Montag, J. L. and MacDonald N. C. 2015, Text Exposure Predicts Spoken Production of Complex Sentences in 8 and 12 years old children and adults. Journal of Experimental Psychology, General. Snow P. C. 2016, Elizabeth Asher Memorial Lecture, Language is Literacy is Language Positioning Speech Language Pathology in Education Policy Practice Paradigms and Polemics, International Journals of Speech Language Pathology. 2019, the authors published by Informa UK Limited, trading as Taylor and Francis Group. This is an open access article distributed under the term of Creative Commons Attribution. License http creativecommons.org licenses slash by slash 4.0 slash parentheses, which permits unrestricted use, distribution, and reproduction in any medium provided the original work is properly cited. This is Diana Rose May Salas, English 301, Teaching, Reading, and Writing.